Well, I've been taking a few days to rest and reflect and kind of just recalibrate myself. Um, just a lot in my own internal world that goes on. And I had a little bit of a medical situation um, while I was up on a mountain and taking the goat trail. But yeah, so everything's good now. And yeah, and I needed to kind of get my creative juices flowing again. It's after not feeling very good, it's like you're just not in the mood to create or do anything. And sometimes that's okay, right? Like I find I find that there's like this incessant need to constantly sort of like push ourselves uh, because we're being trained by an algorithm. Like, come on. I'm like, this algorithm situation kind of makes me laugh because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to train my AI, not the other way around. And I really do believe in really listening and honoring my body and the flows, the ebbs and flows, the quiet times, and then the go times. And I had found myself this last while pushing myself through pain and pushing myself through discomfort that I don't regret doing that, but at the same time, I realized that a lot of it was my nervous system had not fully settled in and regulated. So it was a weird sort of avoidant tactic in my own weird little way to not feel necessarily the pain in my body so much, right? So it was easier to like just keep kind of pushing forward and creating and doing things. And when in reality, I needed to just lay there for a week with my electric blanket wrapped up in a little cocoon, which is what I've done. Napping, resting, taking my time. You know, the feminine body and the feminine energies, we don't work in the same way that the masculine energies do. We are processing and transmuting so much that we are designed to move slower. We're not designed to rush. And it puts too much of a toll on us, mind, body, and spirit, to rush through things. And it has taken me a long time to fight against that feeling of the outside pressure of needing to constantly do stuff and things, right? Being a mom, you've had to push through a lot of stuff and put your needs aside. But then there comes a time where, you have to put yourself first. And if, what's that old saying? It's like if mom's not happy, no one's happy kind of situation, right? And so the same thing goes for the feminine energies. If we're pushed too much by ourselves or feeling pressured by external forces, then we're just not in alignment with our own needs and stuff like that. And that's been taking me a long journey to really sit with that and to really honor and respect my own natural rhythms. And it doesn't matter what some algorithm or what the outside world thinks, anyways. Because really, you're the only one that has to live with yourself at the end of the day, right? That sort of led my brain on a whole other little tangent about archetypes. And I was sitting there kind of meditating on, my inner masculine and my inner feminine archetype. And this might be a fun little exercise if you're interested. It's kind of funny because when you do that, when I sort of saw my archetypes, it was like then I had even a better understanding of how my internal operating system works. And I was thinking about like, okay, so who is my shadow, masculine archetype. Like what would he look like? What would his character be? Oh my God, it's so true. And then I'm sitting there on the front porch on the rocking chair. And I'm like, my inner grumpy old man with a shotgun, and anybody who dare come on my property, I'm going to shoot first, ask questions later. And I'm like, yep, that tracks. That tracks. That's like when that inner archetype needs to come out. I'm like, yeah, that's who that is. Yeah, I totally identify with that. And I'm like, okay. So then who or what would be my inner feminine shadow archetype that comes out whenever I guess it's these shadow archetypes come out whenever we're feeling unsafe or our boundaries are feeling threatened. I mean, much like the animal kingdom, right? If you're trespassing on an animal's territory, right? You decide you're going to go poke your head in a bear cave while it's trying to have a nap. What the hell do you expect? See? Even agreed. And so then I'm like, okay, all right, so who's my inner shadow feminine? And I'm like, oh, Kalima. 100%. Kind of a combination of Lilith and Kalima, right? So the inner feminine archetype that comes out is the destroyer. We're going to burn everything down to the ground. I'm like, okay. All right, so, all right, I see my characters. I see the characters and the roles they play and why they do what they do. Now, what would be the light side? All right, so I flip it around. Like, what is the light side? I'm like, okay, so my inner masculine, when it's working in the light or harmonic or more balanced side, what would that look like? And I was like, I'm like, well, that would be a wise, patient, sage, masculine energy that's quiet but solid, but holds lots of wisdom. And then I got this vision of like Gandalf. And then I laughed and I'm like, well, actually that tracks too. And then I'm like, okay, all right. So what about my feminine? What would that look like when she is in her most harmonic state of feeling safe and peaceful and grounded and internally aligned? And then the image of Kuan Yin popped into my head. She was one of the first deities that introduced herself to me many, many years ago when I was sort of opening up to this whole spiritual world, which I was a believer, non-believer, but I was a believer because like I saw all the stuff and things, but the external world around me tried to tell me that I was crazy for seeing these things. And well, yeah, I'm a little nuts, but I'm not crazy. And yeah, so the Kuan Yin archetype is she embodies, peace, love, and compassion. And you see her with the dragons, and she has tamed her inner dragons. She has learned to temper them. Maybe not tame them, because you don't tame a dragon. Yeah, scratch that. She has tempered her inner dragon and stuff like that. And then I saw myself just sort of standing in the middle as the I am. And how I am able to integrate and utilize all these different aspects and what ways that they are able to come out in a healthy and productive manner for myself, first and foremost, and for anybody who decides that they want to meet like Kalima or the grumpy old man with the shotgun or Merlin or Kuan Yin. Oh, good Lord. This self-discovery journey is so wild. Like, the more you peel back the layers, like I've always seen it like this onion, right? And you just peel back another layer and peel back another layer, and it just kind of goes on and on and on and on and on. The more we sit with ourselves, the more we self reflect, the more we discover about our nature and how complex it is. Yet it's so simple at the same time. Like, that's sort of the paradox, I guess, in a way. But yeah. So yeah, that was sort of like this was my little coffee morning chit chat about random things that have been rolling around in my head this week, along with a pounding migraine for the last few months that has finally, I think, has settled down now, or cluster headaches, I should say. That I think are finally settling down now, and I'm feeling spring coming in the air, and this is just the time of year where you feel like, it's like time to come out of the cave a little bit. Get the creative essences going. And yeah, it feels like fresh starts, new beginnings. I love springtime. I love the change of seasons time because I love change. I really, really enjoy it. I don't like sitting in one space or place for too long. I think that's why I started my walkabouts and started doing my photography. And I sat with myself and asked myself, what do I love? Like, what do I love to do? What brings my heart joy? Right? And I started sort of making a list of things that could sort of accomplish multiple goals at once, where, it would nourish my mind, body, and soul. And that is what sort of led me to start doing my walkabouts a few years ago, was being in nature, getting the exercise, uh, you know, um, and then starting to, creatively express myself and getting to share the really amazing, beautiful places and spaces that I have been able to see. And I'm so blessed that I live in the country that I live. And this province, like British Columbia, is so freaking magical, man. Like, this place is so incredible. I mean, every part of the world has its beauty and its magic, and the nature is so, it's incredible. So, yeah, I'm really excited that the weather is getting warmer soon, and to get out and explore this part of the country that I haven't had a opportunity yet to explore. So, okay, I think I'm done now. Anyways, that's all I got to say. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day, and take care of yourself and take care of each other. Bye.